What if everything you've been told about life and death is a lie? What if the end is not an end but a doorway to something far greater, a journey that spans not just decades but millennia? What if you are not who you think you are but something infinite, eternal, and divine? The world tells you that death is final, that when the breath leaves your body the story is over. The lights go out, the curtain falls, and you vanish into nothingness. But what if this is the greatest deception of all? What if death is not an ending but a transformation? A return to a truth so vast, so profound that it defies comprehension. You are more than flesh and bone. More than the thoughts that flicker through your mind. More than the memories you cling to. You are energy, consciousness, a spark of the infinite, woven into the fabric of existence itself. And when the body falls away, your journey does not end. It begins anew. This is the story of the eternal cycle, a journey that spans 1,000 years, a process so intricate, so precise, that every thought, every action, and every desire you hold shapes not just this life but the next. It is a journey through realms unseen, through dimensions unknown, and through the very essence of who you are. But beware, this is not a tale for the faint of heart. It is a revelation, a reckoning, and a call to awaken. For the truth is both beautiful and terrifying. It will shatter your illusions, challenge your beliefs, and force you to confront the deepest questions of existence. Are you ready to see beyond the veil? The cycle begins with a cry, a gasp, a breath that fills tiny lungs for the first time. You are born into a world of light and sound, of touch and sensation. But you do not remember where you came from. You do not remember the journey that brought you here. As an infant you are pure, untouched by the illusions of the world. You see without labels, without judgment. You experience life in its rawest form, limitless, unfiltered, and free. But this purity does not last. The world begins its work on you. You are given a name, an identity, a role to play. You are taught what is real and what is not. Your mind is molded, conditioned, and trained to perceive existence through a narrow lens. Slowly, the illusion takes hold. From infancy to old age, the physical world moves in stages. Each phase carries its lessons, but all are bound by the same forces: physicality, emotions, and desires. These three forces shape the early part of your existence, dictating your choices, your struggles, and your attachments. The body is a construct of four elements: earth, water, air, and fire. Earth gives you structure, your bones, your foundation. Water fuels your emotions, your ability to feel and connect. Air fills your lungs, allowing thought, speech, and movement. And fire is your will, your drive, your energy to pursue, to conquer, to transform. These elements build the material vessel you inhabit, but they also bind you to it. As a child, you are guided by instinct. You explore, you touch, you taste, you feel. You cry for what you desire. But as you grow, the physical body strengthens. The emotions deepen. The desires multiply. The world tempts you with pleasures: food, wealth, power, love, recognition. And so you chase. By adulthood, most are fully immersed in the illusion. They work tirelessly to accumulate, to build, to secure their place. They seek happiness in external things, believing that success, possessions, and status will bring fulfillment. But the more they chase, the more they remain trapped. Because the illusion is designed to keep them running. Around the age of 49, a shift begins. The body is no longer at its peak. The youthful fire begins to wane. And for those who are aware, this is the crucial moment. A moment of transformation, of awakening. In ancient traditions, 49 was seen as the turning point. A time when the mind, if cultivated properly, could break free from the material illusion and reconnect with higher wisdom. Those who recognize this shift begin to seek deeper truths. They question the meaning of life, the purpose of existence. They start to detach from what once consumed them. But those who resist, who cling desperately to youth, to material gain, to status, they suffer. They spiral into fear, into regret, into desperation to hold on to what is slipping away. This is the great illusion, the belief that this life, this body, this identity is permanent, that what you have built will last. But everything in this world is impermanent. The wealth you accumulate, the relationships you cherish, the image you create, they all fade. And yet, most people refuse to see it. They are trapped in material desires, in societal programming, in the endless pursuit of more. The ego whispers that they are in control, that they can defy time. But time does not wait. Time does not care for titles, for riches, for ambition. It moves forward, stripping away everything they have built, until only one truth remains. What they were chasing was never real to begin with. For those who have spent their lives clinging to the material world, the end is terrifying. The thought of losing everything, of fading into the unknown, is unbearable. But for those who understand the cycle, for those who remember, death is not something to be feared. Because death is not an ending. It is a return. A transition from one state of being to another. A release from the illusion of physical existence, back into something far greater. In the first few moments after death, there is no pain, no struggle. Just a shift. A strange, weightless sensation as if you are floating, untethered. You see the body you once called your own, lying motionless. You are aware but different. Lighter. Free. And then the past returns. One by one, the moments of your life begin to unravel before you. Not as memories but as an experience. You do not just see them, you feel them. Every choice, every action, every emotion you ever projected onto others comes back in full force. This is the life panorama, a review of everything you have done. But not from your perspective. From the perspective of those you affected. Every word, every deed, every pain you caused, every love you shared, you feel it all not just as yourself but as the people who experienced it. For 3 days the ego clings to what it once was. It resists, struggles, tries to hold on. This is why many souls linger, why some refuse to accept that they are gone. The stronger the attachment, the harder the release. But then something shifts. The energy field, the vital body that sustained the physical form, begins to dissolve. The soul, once bound to flesh and bone, starts to detach. This is where the separation becomes clear. The body is no longer you. It was a vessel, nothing more. And as the final threads of attachment unravel, the soul begins its true journey. There is a place between worlds, a place of reckoning. Some call it the bardo. Others call it the astral plane. But in the oldest traditions it is known as purgatory. This is not a place of fire and torment, nor is it a place of rest. It is a realm of purification. A space where the soul is confronted with the full weight of its actions. Here, karma is not just a concept. It is an experience. If you inflicted pain, you must feel it. If you carried unresolved emotions, they must be purged. The soul is stripped of illusions, forced to face its true self. This is why some souls struggle. Those who lived in denial, who ignored their deeper purpose, who indulged only in material gain. When faced with the reality of their existence, they resist. And in that resistance they suffer. But purgatory is not punishment. It is purification, a cleansing of all that is unresolved, a preparation for what comes next. Asterisk. And so, the cycle continues. Birth, death, rebirth. A wheel spinning endlessly, driven by desire, by attachment, by the illusion of self. But what if you could step off this wheel? What if you could finally break free? The truth is, very few souls escape. Not because they are trapped, but because they are asleep. They chase the same desires, repeat the same mistakes, and forget the one thing that matters most. You are not your body. You are not your mind. You are something far greater. And the journey is not over, it has only just begun.